Throughout this book, a common theme that you're going to hear is this idea of big data. But what is big data and how are you going to be able to explain it well to your students? So one of the things that they will obviously have a familiarity with is the idea of Google and using it as a search engine, or perhaps Amazon if they have experience with online shopping. So what's the common denominator that we can make the connection for our students about these types of web tools? Well, guess what it is? The idea of these, or the common denominator among these, is that they both collect exponentially large sets of data. Now, this data is all over the web, and in the activity guide, your students are going to mine the web for a lot of this type of data and information. Now, they're going to find it in many different ways. In some cases, it's going to be organized. In many cases, it's not. Their job is going to be able to take this data and analyze it for patterns, trends, and relationships that may or may not seem reasonably connected already. And an example here that your students may or may not do in the activity guide, they could look at the relationship of tsunamis and earthquakes and how Google searches over time seem to parallel one another perfectly. Well, you want to ask your students, why might that be? Why might it be that when students are searching or the population is searching for the term earthquake, they are doing so at a very close time to that of when they are also searching keywords like tsunami. So as you guide your students through this activity, and the idea of directing them through what big data is all about, it's important to start simple. Connect to the content that they know or that is familiar to them. And in many cases, you're going to have to help them make connections. So you may have them look up things that are of interest to them in sports or in music or in the arts. Things that are data-driven, that they can then make those connections for themselves and find the patterns of data that they are seeing within the sets that they explore.